morning, children. Very good morning. Today we are going to discuss about India relief features. India is a land of great physical and socio-cultural contrast marked by unity in diversity and diversity in unity. It is a country of great geographical extent with distinctive characters, which is often called as subcontinent because it has all the features of a continent like mountains, plains, plateaus, desert, islands. Let us see now. India. The name India is derived from the great river Sindhu or Indus, which flows on the northwestern part of our country. The people who are living along this river were called as Indus by the Greeks in the ancient time. Later, it began to be referred to as India by the Britishers, and it is also called as Bharat because in the ancient times the great ruler Bharata who ruled our country. Before going to discuss about the geometrical location of our country, let us discuss about latitudes and longitudes. This is the model of our Earth. Our Earth is spherical in shape. These are latitudes. And these are longitudes. This is equator. This is 23.5 degrees north, Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degrees south, Tropic of Capricorn, 66.5 degrees south, Antarctic Circle, 66.5 degrees north, Arctic Circle, 90 degrees north pole, 90 degrees south. These latitudes and longitudes helps us to locate the place accurately. As we know that you might have studied earlier, our Earth rotates on its own axis. Our Earth rotates from west to east, so that the places which are on the eastern side receives the sunlight first. Now we will discuss about the location of our country. This is northern hemisphere. This is southern hemisphere. Our country lies in northern hemisphere. and south of the continent Asia. So once again, our country lies in northern hemisphere and the southern part of continent Asia. We will see the geometrical location of our country. 8 degrees 4 minutes north latitude, 37 degrees 6 minutes north latitude, 68 degrees 7 minutes east longitude, 97 degrees 25 minutes east longitude. Here, from north to south, 30 degrees latitudinal extension, and from west to east, 30 degrees longitudinal extension. From north to south, the distance is 3,204 kilometers. From west to east, 2,933 kilometers. Fairly, our country occupies a larger portion on the globe with 3.28 million square kilometers, which is 7th largest country in the world. Once again, our country occupies an area of 3.28 million square kilometers, which is 7th largest country in the world. Then what are the other 6 countries which are larger than our country? Russia, Canada, United States of America, China, Brazil, Australia, India. So India is the 7th largest country in the world. If you see the land frontiers, for us, on east side Bay of Bengal, on west side Arabian Sea, and south Indian Ocean. We have a long coastline for our country, which enables us to conduct foreign trade and also helps us for fishing industry. The total coastline of our country is 7,560.6 kilometers, and the land frontiers of our country is 15,200 kilometers. Now, let us see. We already discussed that Earth rotates from west to east. Here we have the longitudinal extension of our country is 30 degrees. That means roughly 30 longitudes pass from our country. You might have learned in earlier classes, it takes 4 minutes to cover one longitude when Earth rotates of its own, when it passes from the sun. It takes 4 minutes time to cover one longitude. Now once you see 30 degrees longitudinal extension, the sun rises 2 hours earlier in the easternmost part of Arunachal Pradesh compared to the Dwaraka in Gujarat. The time difference is 2 hours because of this 30 longitudinal extension. That is 30 into 4 minutes, 120 minutes, that is 2 hours. So, the sun rises earlier in the easternmost part of Arunachal Pradesh. Then what about this? Here it takes 2 hours time. So, to avoid the confusion of 2 hours time, we have taken 82 degrees 30 minutes east longitude as India's standard meridian, according to which the Indian standard time is decided. The time difference between prime meridian, that is 0 degrees longitude, and our countries is 5.5 hours. It is 5 hours 30 minutes. We are ahead than prime meridian. As we learned earlier that these easternmost places receive the sunlight first. So, what is the time difference between Greenwich meridian and Indian standard time? It is 5.5 hours. We are ahead. We know that this Tropic of Cancer, it is 23.5 degrees north latitude, that passes through the middle of our country. The northern half of our country lies in subtropical zone and the southern half of our country lies in tropical zone. Due to its geographical location, we have vast diversity in climatic conditions with a variety of vegetation and also having advantage of growing many crops. Geological formation. You might have learned about the movement of earth crust in your earlier classes. We know about that world landforms are originated due to geological formation and several other processes like weathering, erosion and deposition. These processes over millions of years have created and modified the physical features as they appear to us today. All the world landforms are originated from two great land masses. They are Angara land, that is Malaysia, and Gondwana land. World land masses are originated from these two land masses, Angara land and Gondwana land. Our peninsular India is a part of this Gondwana land only. Over 200 million years ago, these two land masses began to split and these Gondwana land began to move in northeast direction and collided into the much larger Angara land, that is Eurasian plate. Owing to this collision, immense compressional force over the next few million years, mountains are evolved through a folding process, which results in the formation of Himalayas, the present Himalayas. Physical features of our country. The major physical divisions of our country can be classified as Himalayas, the Indo-Gangetic plains, the peninsular plateau, the coastal plains, the desert, the islands. Once again, the physical divisions of our country can be classified as Himalayas, Indo-Gangetic plains, peninsular plateau, coastal plains, and the desert, and the islands. Andaman and Nicobar Islands in Africa, and Lakshadweep in Arabians. Let us discuss about the Himalayas. Himalayas are the youngest folded mountains in the world. They are the northern frontiers of our country. They are the northern frontiers of our country. They run in consistent northwest and southeast direction from the gorges of Indus to Brahmaputra in form of an arc for 2,400 kilometers. How many kilometers? 2,400 kilometers length. They run from northwest to southeast. These Himalayas comprises of three parallel ranges. Himadri or the greater Himalayas, Himachal or the lesser Himalayas, Sivalis or the outer Himalayas. Once again, Himalayas consists of three parallel ranges. They are greater Himalayas or Himadri, Himachal or lesser Himalayas, Sivalis or the outer Himalayas. Let us discuss about the Himalayas, the greater Himalayas. They are the snow-bounded throughout the year, that is, they are covered with snow. As the average altitude of these Himadri is 6,100 meters mean sea level, above the mean sea level, 6,100 meters. Many highest peaks are situated in Himadri, that is world's highest peaks, above 8,000 meters. The highest peak in the world is Mount Everest, 8,848 meters above the sea level. Next, the highest peak in the world, that is Mount Everest. Next, India's highest peak is Kanchenjunga, (8,598 meters). and many other peaks like Nanda Devi, Nancha Barva, Annapurna, Makalu, all these peaks are above 8,000 meters. These greater Himalayas are the highest and loftiest and formidable ranges. They are covered with snow throughout the year. Due to the accumulation of snow and the seasonal changes and the accumulation of ice or melting of the glaciers are the sources of many perennial river systems. Sources of many perennial river systems. Here, what are the perennial rivers? The Indus, the Ganga, and the Brahmaputra. These greater Himalayas, these rivers had their source in greater Himalayas. So, many peaks above 8,000 meters are present in greater Himalayas. And once again we discuss about this. These Himalayas are run consistently from northwest to southeast for how many kilometers? 2,400 kilometers. The width of these Himalayas in the west is 500 kilometers. How many kilometers? 500 kilometers. And on the east it is 200 kilometers. Approximately the area of these Himalayas is 5 lakhs square kilometers. The area of Himalayas occupies 5 lakhs square kilometers approximately. What is the width of these Himalayas? 500 kilometers in the west and 200 kilometers in the east, that is width. The area of these Himalayas are approximately 5 lakhs square kilometers. Okay, we discussed about the Himalaya. Next, the ranges which are south of these greater Himalayas are Himachal or lesser Himalayas. These lesser Himalayas are more intricate and rugged relief and rugged surface of these mountains. Their width is 60 to 80 kilometers. What is the width of these Himachal? 60 to 80 kilometers. The average height of these Himachal are 3,500 to 4,500 meters mean sea level. The most important ranges in Himachal or lesser Himalayas are Pirpanjal ranges. It is Kashmir Valley is situated in these Pirpanjal ranges. This is the longest range and the most important range in Himachal. And the southwest extension of these Himachal Pirpanjal ranges are Dhaulada ranges, where Simla is situated. And the other important ranges are Missouri ranges, Mahabharata ranges, and these lesser Himalayas consist of many valleys like Kulu, Kangra, and also many hill stations are situated in Himachal like Simla, Missouri, Nainital and Darjeeling. All they are situated in lesser Himalayas. These lesser Himalayas are covered with evergreen forest, that is and coniferous forest. Generally, these coniferous forests are found in higher altitude. That is, alpine vegetation is found on higher altitude. And next, the outermost ranges to the south of this Himachal are Shivaliks. They are also called as outer Himalayas. These outer Himalayas runs parallel to this Himachal for a distance of 2,400 kilometers. They start from Potwar Plateau to Brahmaputra Valley in the east. Their width varies from 50 kilometers to 15 kilometers. 15 kilometers in west in Himachal and 15 kilometers in Arunachal Pradesh. These lesser Himalayas are named differently in different regions. They are called Jammu Hills in Jammu and Vishme Hills in Arunachal Pradesh. As their height is less than that of Himachal, so they are called as hills. Here, these outer Himalayas altitude ranges from 600 meters to 1500 meters above mean sea level. These Shivaliks are backed by a discontinued series of narrow, longitudinal, flat-bottomed valleys are called dunes. Once again, these Shivaliks are backed by a discontinued series of narrow, longitudinal, straight-bottomed valleys are called dunes. They are called Kotli Dune in Jammu and Dehradun and Patli Dune in Uttarakhand. These Shivaliks are covered with tropical wet deciduous forest. Tropical wet deciduous forest. So, these outer Himalayas, that is Shivaliks, behind the Dihang Valley, that is in Arunachal Pradesh, they take hairpin bend. They forms eastern boundary to our country. They run north-south direction. These Shivaliks, after taking hairpin bend, they are called as Purvanchal ranges. They are differently named. They are named as hills in different regions. In Nagaland, they are called Naga Hills, Mizo Hills, and Kasi Garo Hills, and Patkai Hills. They are named differently. So, once again, Himalayas comprises of three parallel ranges. Three parallel ranges. These three parallel ranges are separated by valleys and plateaus. The highest range is Himadri or Greater Himalayas. To the south of this Himadri, Himachal or Lesser Himalayas. And the outermost Himalayas are Shivaliks. They run south of the Himachal. These Shivaliks are named differently in different regions. They run for 2,400 kilometers. So, on the whole, we can say these Himalayas occupy an area of approximately 5 lakh square kilometers. They run from northwest to southeast, from Jammu to Arunachal Pradesh. It's like an arc for a distance of 2,400 kilometers. To the north of Great Himalayas, there is a diversified mountain chains. Hindu Kush, Karakoram, Pamir, Jaskar are part of these Himalayas. They are called as Trans-Himalayan Zone. In this Trans-Himalayan zone, the Karakoram ranges are there. The highest peak in Karakoram range, that is K2, is the world's second highest peak with 8,611 meters above sea level. Is situated in Karakoram ranges. Near it, the longest glacier, that is Siachen, is located. And the world's highest tableland, that is Tibet, is located in Trans-Himalayan zone. Tibet is located in Trans-Himalayan zone. And let us discuss about the importance of Himalayas. Himalayas are the youngest folded mountain ranges in the world. They are the northern frontiers of our country. They act as a natural barriers, protecting the Great Plains from the cold winds which are coming from Central Asia. And due to these Himalayas, we have rainfall in summer season in these plains, ultimately to have a monsoon type of climate in India. Without Himalayas, India would have been a dry land. And Himalayas are the sources of perennial river systems because of melting of these glaciers. We have perennial river systems. And due to these perennial rivers, it has a great significance on our economic development on the plains. And there are some natural gaps in the Himalayas which provides us a route, a natural route across for sharing the culture as well as commerce in the ancient times. These natural gaps are called passes. Example, Khyber, Bolan, Shipki and Nagpur. These passes provides us a natural route, and many beautiful valleys are located in Himalayas like Kashmir, Kulu, Kangra, and these Himalayas are also act as natural barriers from winds. And there are many hill stations are located in Himalayas that attract the tourists from world countries. So these Himalayas are helpful or advantageous for us in many ways.